Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and gifted animals, it is time for our annual thank you from me for everything you did for me for the last year, or as I like to call it, our 2023 year in review. I know I'm a little bit late. We'll get into it in a little bit why it is the middle of January. We're going through this, but we definitely have some things to highlight because we had some pretty big wins. We've suffered some really crappy losses last year too, which we'll talk about in a moment. Got a little bit burned out, changed jobs, but you know what? We are not quitting what we're doing. We are going to continue to have fun, create content. 2024 is going to be even bigger. So let's kind of get started with where we were at the end of 2022 going into 2023 and kind of see where we were so we understand where we went. So we entered the year just shy of 20,000 subscribers. We had 18,500 at the end of 2022. My goal going into the year for 2022 was to hit 20,000. Wound up clearly a little bit short there. We had 1.6 million views on the channel for 2022. The highest we'd ever gotten to that point. Over 63,000 hours of watch time. A little bit of a difference there between 63 and 63,000. And we gained 3,388 total subscribers. Overall, a pretty decent year. 2023, man. So I had some goals going into the year. My goals were to hit 25,000 subscribers, to get 2.5 million views, and I said that off the cuff, kind of like, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. More on that in a moment. To play more games, to live stream more, to go to more conventions, and to upload a total of 469 videos. And that wasn't me being cute about like 69, dude. There was a madness behind my methods. So my goal going into 2023 was I wanted to post a YouTube short just about every day. I didn't think I would hit the entire year. We did. 365 consecutive days of posting. In fact, we have uploaded a YouTube short every day since October the 2nd, 2022. You wonder why I'm a little bit burned out? That's why. But we've continued to do it. You know, I have to say thank you to the amazing group at Google, YouTube, Alphabet to support the Shorts creator community. Somehow, I'm a member of it. I have a channel advisor that I get to talk to a couple times a month. I get to hang out with some other really cool creators and bounce things off of outside of the video game world that I never thought that I'd be able to do. I got to actually give a presentation to other YouTube creators, some of which have like millions of subscribers. Look down there. I ain't got millions of subscribers. I love you all, and I appreciate everything that you do to support this channel. But audience-wise, they're a hell of a lot bigger, and I was honored to be able to present what I did to those creators. It was one of those things, too, that I wanted to play more games, kind of like going into this next year. It's some reoccurring themes. Wanted to play more games, wanted to go to more conventions. Some of those happened, and I got to attend a convention for the first time out on the West Coast. I got to go to the Utah Retro Game Swap. I made some really cool signs for Tracy and the gang. I can officially say that I will be back in 2024, first convention that we're kind of locked into, and we'll have more on that later on in the year. But going into this year, I had a number of goals. So the 469 shorts, sorry about that, I got off on a bit of a tangent there. The idea behind that was one short a day, and then I was going to go from my normal 3 videos a week to 2. When you add everything up with all the weeks, 52 weeks out of the year, plus 365 days, 469. That's how I got to that number. So we hit some milestones and some goals. We missed out on quite a few, but I tend to do that where I set lofty goals, and I'm still really happy with how things are, but dang it, if we could just get that extra little bit. So for 2023, we finished the year with just over 24,000 subscribers. Missed that 25K by just that much. But man, it was a great year for subscriber growth on the channel. 2.6 million views. My goal was 2.5, blew it out of the water by 100,000 views, 82,000 hours of watch time, and we gained just under 5,500 total subscribers. All the best that this channel has ever gotten. And I mean, when you look at the amount of growth that we've had here on the channel, you know, a 55% increase in subscribers, 133% increase in the views, and a 52% increase in subscribers, man. Thank you. I mean, when I say at the beginning, you know, thank you, this is my audience appreciation video. This is all about everything that you guys and gals out there have done. Kind of recapping what we did video-wise, and I don't know how much I trust these numbers because I think what happened here is YouTube counted videos that I uploaded but are set to unlisted. See, one of the things that I do for our channel members and our Patreon supporters, you can join us over there for, you know, a couple bucks a month to help out the channel if you like what we're doing. But when I upload for channel members and Patreon supporters, they get early access ad-free. Well, I set those videos to unlisted, so I think they padded the numbers a little bit here. So it says that I uploaded 370 shorts, which, okay, there were a couple of days I uploaded multiple shorts, I can see that, but it says that I uploaded 90 videos for a total of 460, and I had 17 live streams. I think those numbers are a little bit high. Looking at my numbers, because I've got my own like spreadsheet that I track all this stuff, it had me at like 463 videos. So I missed my goal in my mind by just a little bit by my numbers, but according to YouTube's numbers, I actually hit it. Let's kind of talk about the entire year and where things were, because man, January was a rough one. We lost our Murphy Mayhem, our leader of our pack. Still getting a little bit choked up about it. It's been almost a year now. He had a monstrous tumor in his chest, and I knew our time was not long with him, and my wife just had a feeling for a while that we were going to lose him, and he had started really struggling. He had fallen over a couple of times, so we had gone, actually on my oldest brother's birthday, we went and took him to the emergency vet, and they did the exam, and that's when we found his tumor. And he was an amazing boy, and we love him very much, and we still miss him. We talk about him all the time. Him and Pine Top are our two boys that we had lost out of our pack of 3. So then we were down just to my Molly Mayhem, our half Border Collie, half lab mix that we had. And then later on in the summer, we picked up a Remy, and we picked up a Gus, and it was one of those where, you know, we didn't really expect to pick up new puppies and whatnot, let alone one. We got 2 amazing black lab puppies. They are the goofiest, sweetest, most hyper goofballs ever, but I absolutely have enjoyed having them. We've been slow on their training, and that's on us, but the more and more time they spend with us outside of their pen and their training area and whatnot, they have just been remarkable companions thus far. And quite honestly, Molly, who is, she'll be 8 here in a couple of weeks, when we lost Pine Top in 2021, I think it was, 21 or 22, whenever we lost Piney, that was her buddy. Those two could have been litter mates. Even though they were adopted separately before my wife and I got together and never met each other. And we had noticed her kind of she wasn't her same self, especially after Murph died. And she has been grousing and growling and snapping at these puppies. But every once in a while we look at her, and if you've never seen a puppy or a dog with just the big old cheesy grin, yeah, she may be grousing at them, she may be barking at them, she may be grumbling. She's enjoyed having them. Now, there are still times when they get in her face and everything, and you know she needs a break from that. But I think they've been really good for us, and I think that having our pack back at 3 has definitely been a lot for us, or very meaningful, I should say. did get to attend the Midwest Gaming Classic again this year. I'm very blessed that I consider that I have really 3 hometown conventions. I've got Gamecon, which I did go to. Didn't release a video from it because I didn't have any really good pickups. I do have 2 videos that I shot there that I'm going to release as lost interviews with the immortal John Hancock and John Riggs that I've got to sit down and put them together. Nothing major, like I say, but just talk to those guys, and something that I filmed I'd like to share with each and every one of you. The cool thing about MGC last year going to Midwest, so 3 hometown conventions. Gamecon, it's had been the closest one to us. We have the Illinois Gamecon that we get to go to now, and we'll talk about that more in a little bit here. And then my hometown of Trackside Hobbies, my home away from home for 14 years, up at Midwest Gaming Classic in Milwaukee. So did go to MGC again, shared a room with Chris over at Game Dad, or not a room, Airbnb with Chris at Game Dad, Thor from Hey It's Thor, and Jay and his family from Square Pegs. Was able to share some of my enjoyment of the area with them. Some Brewers Peanuts for Jay, being a fellow baseball fan, even though he does like minor league, American League baseball. The DH is a terrible rule, but pitch clock is terrible as well. Some Jolly Good soda, some Black Bear. Just enjoyed sharing my hometown with these guys. Had some great times at the panels and everything with Tiger Chainsaw. Did a great job of hosting the 2024 or 2023 side stage for interviews and whatnot. Got to hang out with Ryan Schlemmer from Rondo Products and Castlemania Games in my hometown. I was also able to, I've talked in the past about my newfound passion for, the 3D prints, like the Nintendo sign up above there. I made a Rondo product sign for Ryan, How Are You Feeling for John Riggs, Square Pegs and Game Dad LED lights for those guys. I have something more planned for this year, so stay tuned on that. After MGC, we really didn't go to a whole lot of conventions until the Illinois Gamecon later on in, when would that have been? That would have been April, May, June, that time. And the cool thing about that for me was Illinois Gamecon. First of all, it was the first year that it was changed from the Bloomington Normal Gamecon to Illinois Gamecon. And it makes sense. It's the biggest video game convention in the state. So Ryan Tauscher and his crew and everything do an amazing job with that. We are going back. We're going to have a booth there. So I'm looking forward to that. The cool thing for me about Illinois Gamecon this year was it was the first time my oldest daughter, Cassie, she had made crocheted artwork basically from axolotls to Mario stars to mushrooms, a lot of things. And, she made a couple of $100 selling her wares at a convention. I was proud of her. That was the 3rd convention I think I sold at where I was doing my 3D prints, and we did very well at the Illinois Gamecon with our 3D prints. We'll have more this year, new designs coming as well. It was a good show for being able to spend that time and kind of help my daughter a little bit. Kind of like when I'm at a show, I am on and I go into full retail mode. And it's one of those things where it's just the way that things are just different at a convention. And like I say, I was proud to see her really go ahead and kind of come out of her shell in a little bit and have to get in that salesy sort of position. I also was very blessed and thankful to finally be inducted into the Walter Day Superstars, I call it, the Video Game Hall of Fame. Now, when I say finally, it's not on them. They've talked to me for the last 2 or 3 years. I was supposed to get it, I can't remember if it was in 22 or 21 at the Midwest Gaming Classic. And I just didn't get them my photo to make a card. How stupid is that? I just didn't get them my photo. I got on my photo, and I actually was awarded that award this year at the Illinois Gamecon. Ryan, again, the operator of the Illinois Gamecon, nominated me for it, and I'm really thankful for that. Walter Day gave me a live microphone in front of a bunch of people, which was, I don't know that he realized exactly what he did there. Later on in the year, had a great time, again, going to the Southeast Game Exchange, hung out with Gabbo and John Hancock and Riff and so many people. The twins were there and whatnot. Just had a great time at Southeast Game Exchange. I don't know if I'm going to make it there this year. I want to. The weekend is going to make it the determination. It is the 4th. It is the weekend directly after the 4th of July. It's like the 6th and 7th or 5th and 6th of July. It's going to be hot. And I just don't know how many people are going to show up being 4th of July weekend. So those are kind of my concerns. But we're going to talk to Austin and kind of see what we can do there. From there, had a down couple of months, but then I did get to go to, as I mentioned, the Utah Retro Game Swap. And it's not the best convention I had ever been to. Oh, I forgot. I went to Video Game Summit in Chicago. Thanks to those guys for inviting me up. That was the weekend after the Illinois Gamecon. And that was just a really fun time hanging out and, getting to talk to like Adam Korlick and, some of the other guys that were there. Paul Niemeyer, actually was Paul at that one? I don't remember if Paul was at that one, but Paul was at the Utah Retro Game Swap with me, as was John Riggs was there, as was, the crew from, a lot of the guys who worked on Mortal Kombat were there, and Master Daniel and Tim Kitzrow. And I said this in the video for that show, for the Utah Retro Game Swap, that, I have talked to these guys before, hung out with them a little bit, but like never sat down and broke bread with them. Never really developed that relationship. And man, we were crying and laughing and crying. And it was a wonderful thing. And getting to share stories with Tim about, how my friend Chris and I used to play NBA Jam together. And that's one of my fondest memories of him now that he's gone, that we lost Chris in 2022. And Tim got a little bit choked up about that, which didn't expect that. But I don't want to say it was cool, but let me pause for a second here. I have had people come up to me in conventions and like, I didn't want to bother you. Come bother me. That's what I'm there for. Like, if I am at a convention, if I'm at a booth, I am there for you. I'm there to talk to you, to hang out with you, to spend time with you. I love that stuff. So please don't hesitate to interrupt me. And that being said, Tim, seeing him touched by my story, which for me, it's been, Chris and I did that back when we were teenagers. So that's been 30 plus years ago. That's just part of my history, part of my makeup. But to share that with him, it really meant something to Tim, which meant something to me. We picked up some really cool stuff throughout the year as well. I've got an Atari Jaguar finally. Shortly after Midwest Gaming Classic, I had shared in that video how I saw one. I really kind of wanted one, but I didn't pull the trigger. Well, a viewer contacted me, gave me an amazing deal on his Jaguar. Cannot thank you enough. I would not be able to have one if not for your generosity. Yes, I did pay him for it. How much? Doesn't matter. I will just say he gave me an amazing deal. So the fact that I now have an Atari Jaguar, I absolutely love. From a hardware standpoint, I already mentioned the Atari Jaguar, the Nintendo Switch OLED Super Mario Edition. Like, I do wish they would have given it some more details and, the Mario theming. But man, it's a great system. I absolutely love it, and we have played the daylights out of it. My original OLED, is actually up in the bedroom right now. I've got my original Switch down here, but for the most part, my original OLED from 2022 is down here, and I've kind of retired my original Switch. Controller-wise, the DualSense Edge controller is a fantastic controller. no stick drift, and if it happens to get any, I can replace those sticks. Great battery life. It's a really comfortable controller. $200 is super pricey, but man, I hate to say it, but it's kind of worth it. Game-wise, I got one of the things I was looking for when I went to the Midwest Gaming Classics was the Capcom Classics for the Game Boy Advance, and I found it there. I also got the Spyro games there for the PlayStation, which I've never owned. So I'm thrilled to get that. I did pick up, and I don't know if I can swivel here where you can see it. Probably not. There you go. So right there, you can see my NES-themed 3DS I managed to pick up and got a great deal on that. My Star Wars arcade machine, I finally got one from Arcade 1-Up. And I have played a lot of it. I don't like the Return of the Jedi one a whole lot, but Empire and A New Hope are still fantastic. And I got to give, hang on here. I am still working on my review of the RetroTink 4K from Mike Chi, who did send us one of these to check out. Thank you, Mike, for your support, for your friendship, and just being a damn cool guy. That's really been one of the neatest pieces of hardware that I've had this year. Now, we did have some bummers. We had a few people decide to troll us. We had some people make some videos about us that, they thought they were being funny or cute, or if I was, there was one particular person who posted on Twitter or X that he didn't think that, or he thought that once Mario Wonder came out, it was time for real Mario fans to be excited because Super Mario RPG was coming out. Well, I made it short, and I credit him with going ahead and giving me the idea to do something to kind of respond to that, and he got all bent out of shape why is he tagging me? I tagged him because I wanted people to check out his channel because he does interesting, thought-provoking stuff, but it was one of those that I'm not losing any sleep over, and someone else decided that, and this one was disappointing because it was someone I could consider to be a friend, decided to take some shots at me because, for example, for a while I was using an LCD microscope to look at pins when I was doing my video game monthly unboxings, which I have one right here I still have to record the video on, and unfortunately I sometimes have to do that because my vision got jacked up after my Bell's palsy. Sorry if that's not your cup of tea. I need to inspect these things, and if I can't see it with my eyes, and I've got my cheaters here that sometimes even these are not good enough for me to do it. Here's the thing, and why are you doing Video Games Monthly video with your subscriber count? Because it's of interest to me. I want to talk about it. I don't tell you how to run your channel. Don't tell me how to run mine. Sorry, not sorry. But I mean, that's one of those things that it is that sorry, not sorry. Like anyone else who's watching this who has a channel, run your channel how you want to and what's fun for you. The way I run my stuff isn't for everybody. It's along the same lines of when I mentioned the fact that, I don't download ROMs from the internet. That's what I do or don't do. If you want to, I don't care. But some people just get bent on. You're attacking me. No, I'm just telling you what I do and why I do it or why I don't do it. You do you. So it was interesting there to be able to bring a lawyer on the channel this year and kind of talk about, copyright and downloading and legality and making backups and things like that. So that was really a neat thing to do. And I have to thank Eugene Myers for that EC Myers vid for helping me get in touch with the lawyer that we talked to and just contributing a really neat video to the channel. So where are we at going into this next year? So I've continued to make one YouTube short a day every day, even though the year is over, even though I hit that goal. It's just a habit at this point. It's like, I gotta make short. I need to stop making so many shorts and just doing one a day. Like some of the people in the YouTube shorts creator community I talked to, they're doing like 3 to 5 a day. It's like, no. Nay. I need to get back into doing long form content. It's what I enjoy, and quite honestly, it's what you enjoy more. Now, we're getting more views thanks to shorts, so I'm not abandoning that. But I do want to get back to 3 videos a week. I think that if I do 3 videos a week and then the days that I'm not doing a long form video, we do shorts, I really think that's the sweet spot for the channel. So that is kind of my focus for content production. I want to hit 30,000 subscribers this year, and I think it is really reasonable, and we've got a good shot at doing it. To hit 30,000, all we have to do is equal the growth that we had in 2023. I think we can do that. I do want to hit 3.2 million views this year, and that's one of those where we hit 2.6. It's only a 500,000, or a little bit more than 500,000 more. I think we can do that. I need your help to do that. I know you're probably sick of like, comment, share, subscribe. Seriously, you have no idea how much that helps a creator out. If there's a video I produce that you like, hit that share button. That is the easiest way. I love people when they say, you've got great content, you deserve more subscribers. And I appreciate that thought. Help me get there. That's one of those where the easiest thing you can do, share the videos with people that you know that you think would appreciate it as well. I do want to go to more conventions. One of the things in 2023 is I did change jobs, where I changed from a cleaning company that helped me pay the bills. Let's just say that. And I worked with a few really, really awesome people. But I am now working at Calamco, who is the parent company behind 1UP Card. And we are working on doing some very special things for the community this year. We have some new products I've helped develop with them since I've joined them. And I can't wait to talk to you about the new stuff we've got coming, because it's pretty cool. Some of it's pretty niche, but I think the niche market will definitely appreciate it. And like I mentioned earlier, I do want to expand my 3D printer offerings. And this isn't like, go buy my wares. Although if you want to go buy my wares, I wouldn't mind it. So this style of print has served me well. But I've recently learned a technique where instead of having this embossed like this and kind of popping out, it's actually all printed flat on this surface here. I'll show you a picture here on screen. It reduces my print time. I think the results look better. This doesn't look bad. And this I honestly love. The Zelda ones I love too. But the new print design that I've learned to incorporate, I think is going to open up a lot of opportunities for me. Convention signs are going to be so much better quality than what I've done in the past. Dan at Midwest Gaming Classic, I'm already working on yours for 2023, so I got you covered there. Austin, Southeast Game Exchange, can do yours. And then Tracy at, what do they call it? It's not the Utah Retro Game Swap anymore. They've renamed. I'm already working on his design there too. So we can do custom signs. I can do custom signs for you as well. So like you can see on screen here, my Rock Solid Productions logo. I'm going to take that and I'm going to make that into a sign that I'm going to take with me when I go to conventions. So if I'm actually doing a panel, I will have that in front of me because I'm an attention whore like that. But it's one of those things that it's really something that I enjoy doing and being creative. It's one of the reasons this channel started was I got moved out of doing creative for the company I was working with, and I still wanted to create something, so Rock Solid Productions was born. It's one of those, 2023 was a hard year. It was a long year, even though it was only a year. I still can't believe that I've produced a video every day since October 2nd, 2022. That just, and that's covered, deaths, that's covered vacations, that's covered a lot of things. And I've been able to do it. And some of it is scheduled ahead of time, but mostly what you guys see me upload in a day, I sit down here and I do it that day. So I'm not really doing a whole lot of batch filming on those. Final thing I do have to say is I want to thank all of you who reached out to me at the end of November when we lost my brother. This community is truly amazing, and you guys and gals did the same thing when we lost Murphy. And losing a pet is always hard, but losing a sibling, I was ready for it, but I wasn't ready for it, if that makes sense. It's one of those things that tomorrow is never a guarantee, and I am thankful that he is at peace. He battled cancer since 2009 and went into remission for a couple of years, and then about 5 years ago it came back. He is back with my grandparents now and my folks and my dog Cinder that we grew up with, and I'm sure he's tending bar and probably hitting my dad up if he can borrow a couple of bucks, even though he doesn't need any anymore. But seriously, to all of you who reached out through our losses last year between Murphy and my brother, you're what this channel is all about, and it really meant a lot. And it means a lot still. I still get messages, people with their well wishes and whatnot. So yeah, thank you. And not just for that, thank you for an incredible 2023. Thank you for listening to me ramble now for 35 minutes. This is going to be fun to edit. But 2023 was simply amazing. Thank you to all those who have supported us. And I know I'm going to forget a few people here, but just got to thank a couple people by name. John Riggs, John Hancock, Jay over at Square Pegs, Hey It's Thor, Game Dad, Chris Carlson. Gotta thank Ryan over at Castlemania Games, Rondo Products, Ryan over at the Item Shop and the Illinois Gamecon. Of course, Adrian over at Live Action Games. This channel exists in large part because of him. Richard over at Retrobit, Robert over at Retro Fighters, Terrence over at Hyperkin, Adam over at One Up Card, Canamco, Tracy over at the Utah Retro Game Swap, Dan at Midwest Gaming Classic. So many people that, and the number one person I have to thank is, of course, my wife, Ginger. She is the one that keeps this channel going and keeps kicking me in the ass and saying, you need to go film, you need to go work, you need time to yourself. We're going to leave the house for a while so you have peace and quiet to take care of things. So thank you for everything you do to help this channel and this community grow. We are not done. 2023 is in the rearview mirror. 2024 is ahead of us, and it is a clean slate. Let me know down in the comments, what would you like to see us do more of? Mods. I have like 6 Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, and even Game Boy Micro mods coming. We're going to do a Game Boy Macro at some point this year and a whole lot more. Let me know what you want to see down in the comments. And if you want to just check out some of the amazing videos that we did in 2020, well, above average, give me that, above average. Some of the videos we did, I will have them for you right up here where you can check out. We had a ton of fun. I hope you have as well.